So we can now join our Senior Correspondent Tokumbo Oyetunji, who is standing by to bring us up to speed with the latest developments in Osogbo, the Osun State capital. Tokumbo, bring us up to speed. What is the situation in the state like at the moment?
Yeah, thank you very much, Tokwe, for joining us here in Osogbo, the Osun State capital. The mood here, as you can see in the state capital, is bubbly. For now, everybody is in the mood, prepared for the election that is coming up in just a matter of hours to elect the new governor that will be leading this state known as State of the Virtuous, for the next 4 years. We have 15 political parties participating in this whole exercise, and all the candidates, if I can just run through the list, been campaigning and they are ready to actually go for the exercise tomorrow. And the list goes thus: Accord Party, Akinade Ogunbi is the candidate; AAC, Awojide Segun; ZLP, Adeshui Olufemi; ADP, Kehinde Atonda; APC, Adegboyega Oyetola, of course that's the incumbent governor; then APM, Awoyemi Lukman; APP, Adebayo Elijah; BP, Adeleke Adedapo; LP, Yusuf Lasun, that's the former Speaker of the House of Representatives; NNPP, Razak Oyelami Saliu; NRM, Abede Samuel; PDP, Adeleke Ademola Nuruddin; PRP, Ayowole Olubushi Adedeji; SDP, Omigbodu Oyegoke; and YPP, Ademola Bayonle Adesheye. Those are the 15 candidates that are participating in the race for the Abere government house here in Osogbo in a few hours from this time that we're talking to you. We can tell you that campaigns ended yesterday, so meaning that none of these 15 candidates can actually campaign openly, canvass openly for votes from prospective voters. 1.9 million of them are registered. About 1.4 prospective voters have picked up their permanent voter card, according to the Independent National Electoral Commission, who actually ensured that picking up of voter cards was extended till a few hours ago. That was yesterday, Thursday. So they will be telling us later today, they'll be giving us a breakdown of how many prospective voters have picked up their PVCs and how many per each of the 30 local governments that we have in this state. So security-wise, the lead security agency, the Nigeria Police Force, has told us that 21,000 personnel are being deployed for this exercise. That is excluding the deployment by the Nigerian Civil Defense and Corps, as well as other sister security agencies, Nigeria Immigration, Nigeria Custodial Center, and all that. So, and like we reported in one of our earlier shows, territorial cordon being carried out by the Nigerian Army. Soldiers are all over the outskirts of the town as they're coming into the Osun State capital, or even border towns in Osun State. There are military men who are mounting roadblocks there to ensure that people who don't have no genuine business don't come into the state to somehow disrupt the exercise. On the part of the people, the residents of Osun State, the expectations are very high. Really, we must tell you, from whoever is going to emerge from this exercise and run this state for the next 4 years. I've been speaking with them, and I've been interacting with them. Some of them have their PVC, some of them don't have. I have one of them with me who will be talking to me about this election that we are expecting to take place in the next few hours. He's a school teacher and he'll be coming to just join me while I ask him 1 or 2 questions. His name is, what's your name, please?
Mr. Peter Jagbe.
Peter Jagbe, you are a school teacher?
Yes.
Do you teach in a private school or a public school?
Private school.
Are you going to be voting tomorrow?
No.
Why won't you be voting?
I don't have the PVC.
Why don't you have your PVC?
I went there last 2 months. They said that the registration has closed, so that's why I couldn't have the PVC.
Okay, but you are not going to be voting But at the same time, you have been watching the process that is leading to the exercise that is happening in a few hours on Saturday.
Yes.
You have been listening to the politicians campaigning,
Yes.
canvassing for votes from prospective voters.
Yes.
You are watching, you are a resident of Osun State and you are a professional teacher.
Yes,
What
sir.
are your expectations? Are you satisfied with the campaign messages that these candidates are pushing out to the people of Osun State?
Yes, I'm satisfied.
Okay.
If they can actually make it to happen, there's a it's about to say, it's easier to say than done. So it's easier to say than done. If actually what they say is actually what they are going to do, that will be very okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So you are a professional teacher. That means you are a player in the education sector. What would you be expecting from whoever emerges the next governor of Osun State for the next 4 years as a teacher in the education sector?
My expectations are very high. In the next 4 years, they are just there. Whoever will be emerging, they are just there. They should actually do something that even the state of Osun will never forget. Now, we are 4 years, just 4 years. So the position is not there for a long, for forever. So they should actually do something that even if a day-year-old, even a day-year-old can be able to say, okay, this time this particular government has done this. So they should do something that even their own children will be able to work. Will be able to walk through. Will be able to walk freely in the land of Osun State. And then my expectations are high on education. Now, education, people are looking for a job. We have a lot of graduates, a lot of qualified teachers, qualified graduates who are
out of job.
So
you want a governor who comes in and is able to initiate policies that will create more jobs in the education sector.
Yes.
Any other one briefly before I let you go? Any other expectation?
Yes, my expectations on they should pump money on agriculture and on farming, because if what people are buying is easy, is cheap rather. If what people want to take in is easy,
the
prices of goods are cheap.
Okay.
They will be satisfied. They will not be hungry. There will not be anything like stealing or anything like that. So they should pump money on agriculture and farming, so that farmers will be able to
have it easy doing their business. Thank you very much, Peter Ajagbe, for expressing your mind. You can leave now, for expressing your mind on your expectations for whoever emerges the next governor of Osun State. Briefly, before I hand over to you in the studio, I have a man here whose organization, Yaga Africa, has been watching the process in Osun State. They've been all over Nigeria anyway. They were in the last governorship election in Ekiti State, and here they are in Osun. They can tell us one or two things about their observations, about what they think is going to happen in the next few hours when the exercise is going to take place. Mr. Paul James is the program officer of Yaga Africa. Paul, thank you very much for joining us on this live transmission from Oshogbo. You have been on ground here, your group, you and your team members have been on ground here. You have been observing the process. Do you think from everything you have seen, we are ready to go for this exercise in the next few hours?
Well, if the concerns that we have raised are addressed, because we have been on ground since March of this year, and part of the things that we're seeing in the build-up to the election were concerns around security, especially the growing influence of cult groups across the state, and also in some places we also heard about the gathering of small arms and light weapons in places like Elisha East and Elisha West. We had raised these concerns with stakeholders, especially the police, and they had made commitment to ensure they mop up these locations ahead of the election. There were concerns coming into this election about the also influence of vote buying in the election, because consistently we deploy long-term observers beginning from March up until this moment. And consistently across all the 5 reports that we have issued, we have seen the incremental influence of vote buying in the election through the inducement that has been happening in terms of gift items, food, and the likes, and also last week, which was the Ilea feast, we saw that metamorphose into giving people even livestock. And so we had also raised that concern given what had happened in Ekiti. Yesterday at the stakeholders meeting with the DIG of police, he assured also that the security is going to take care of that, especially because in Ekiti they claim to have set up an electoral offences desk, and that the police is also repeating the same for Osun State. What we have not seen in Ekiti is whether or not there was arrest, because we didn't hear of any arrest or any prosecution by the police, although there was the intervention by the EFCC and the ICPC. Police had committed to this. We are holding them to their words, and we want to see that they do that. On the part of the election management body, going into this election, we had raised concerns also because the commission is saying margin of lead in the election will be determined by the number of PVCs that have been collected. As of July the 10th, commission mentioned that about 1.5 PVCs had been collected. So we had active of 1.9 million voters that will participate in the process. So we had asked that if this can be disaggregated to the local government, to even the polling unit level. The communication that we're getting from INEC is that they are on course, and hopefully by the end of today they are going to provide that information to the public. But by and large, what we're seeing is that in terms of readiness on the part of the stakeholders, both from INEC, the police, and the political parties, I think everybody is ready, every stakeholder is ready. On INEC, for instance, I was in the axis of Ife Central, Ife North, and Ife East.
Mr. James, we know you have so much to tell us about this process. We'll have more time to actually discuss this. What we can take away from you is that on the part of every critical party that's got a role to play in this exercise tomorrow, we are ready, and we just hope the promises, they will keep by them, and at the end of the day we're going to have an exercise that we all expect, a credible exercise that will have produced a credible candidate, a credible winner that will be leading this state for the next 4 years. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll have more time, and we'll discuss. We'll be talking to you to further analyze what exactly is going on, maybe from tomorrow, as you give us more details that you know. So, Tokpe, you've heard it from the ordinary man, though he cannot vote, but at least he has told us his mind about his expectations from whoever emerges from the exercise tomorrow, and a critical party observer group, representing the observer group, Mr. Paul James, who has told us their observation. We just hope that every promise that has been given by every critical stakeholder involved in this they will stand by their word, and we're going to have a very credible exercise at the end of tomorrow, and we'll be here watching and giving you more details as they all unfold as regards this governorship election in Osun State. Tope.
Tokumbo, thank you so much for giving us all those details.